Oh, okay.
So, let's first talk about what inspired us to be teachers.
Okay. You go first.
So, what inspired you to be a teacher, Julie?
My kids inspired me to be a teacher because I love them and I'd love to make a difference in everyone's lives and leave a lasting impact so they remember Mrs. Kanishu from long ago. What inspired you to be a teacher, Joss?
I've always had a passion for children.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a passion for education.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had this weird sort of magnetism towards kids. Like, kids just come to me and they feel comfortable around me. And I never really understood it. So I sort of dotted all my T's and my I's, and I decided teaching was my best sort of job because I would always be happy.
Well, look, I think teaching really suits you because you have a lot of, like I always come to you if I need something. So I think that you've got that within you that you can, like, you know what you're doing and you have very good creative ideas. You're very creative. So I think that'll really show in your classroom. I'll definitely be very colourful, that's for sure.
Yeah, I do. I love having my classroom to be inviting and approachable and comfortable because I feel that, you know, kids are in the classroom like 8 hours a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or 9 hours a day or whatnot, sometimes longer. And sometimes they're more engaged at school than they ever are at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they need to have that opportunity to be open, to be nurtured, and to be able to sort of flourish in the way that they should.
Absolutely.
I think if every kid is given an opportunity to flourish as much as they could, I think the world would be a much different place.
And with Jocelyn and Julie, we're going to change your lives.
Okay, so I can edit this.
No.
No, when we can chop and change it.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, then I
Okay.
keep that Jocelyn and Julie.
Yeah, I know
so
that.
Funny.
I know.
She'll laugh at it.
I know, but I'm just like, what else should we talk about? Can't get the friggin' thing right. I'm really bad with technology.
No, you're not. I think we had Jocelyn for Julie. No, not Jocelyn for Julie.
So let's talk about.
Why don't we have like a backwards shot for our, about us, like a backwards
we'll
shot?
take a photo later. As you can see, we're, All right. So, what is our aim when we become fully fledged and qualified teachers? What is our aim in our classrooms?
You put me on the spot with this very big question. I don't understand it. Our aim is to.
Your personal aim.
My personal aim is I want to be fun, and I want to be tough love, but I also want to be where I'm tough, but then I'm approachable and they can come to me for anything, not just school related, but personal, kind of like the counsellor. And I want the classroom to be very supportive, very happy. I want them to come to the classroom. I want them to be eager to come, to study, to learn. And I want them to remember me as the kind of teacher that made a positive impact that lasts with them, because sometimes at home, if the home environment isn't very supportive, if it's not very loving, I want the classroom to be supportive and loving.
To get what they can
out of it, because at school you really only pretty much have one chance at getting it right every year unless you repeat, and we don't want that for the children. And so we're as much as we can, we'd like to leave like a lasting impression and just make a difference. And they, because it's fulfilling, and it not only does it helps them, but it's also very fulfilling for me as a teacher because I'm making a difference.
Okay. So, I can turn it to you too. My aim out of this is when I do become a full-fledged teacher, I really want the kids to have a changed attitude towards learning, because you don't just learn in school, you learn in everyday life. And whether it's a formal form of education or not, you learn. And I want them to know that knowledge is power from within. I've always held academic type of knowledge, or knowledge in general, of high standard. I've always had a really big dedication towards it. And I want them to know that, like, it doesn't have to be boring. Like, learning can be fun. And I want them to take those tools that they learn in primary school in through to their high school, so then when they get into that, their self-efficacy about how they view themselves and how they think that, how their opinion of themselves academically and otherwise can change. It can change and vary from year to year. You know, one year you might not be pretty good at a particular subject, but in the following year you've practiced and practiced and practiced, and you've worked on it so much that you've gotten really better at it. And I want them to know that it's a learning curve. It's not, you don't just stay in one spot, and you can always change your position. It doesn't always have to stay the same. It's only if they want to change, and they'll see you change. So that's what I want. My aim is to reach out to kids, because I think that if you reach out early enough, it can stop a lot of other issues that can come in life.
Absolutely.
It can give you a much more positive outlook on life. It can increase the positivity in life in general, and it can change your life. Yeah. So how do you think
bicep workout?
Okay. What else should we do?
So, Jocelyn, what do you think you can bring to the classroom?
I think that I can bring creativity. Creativity
Absolutely,
is
definitely.
one of my strongest points. I can bring positivity, and I can bring, I would call it, I wouldn't call it enrichment, but I'd call it like enthusiasm for learning. Because I think with enthusiasm for learning comes positivity within the classroom.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I really want, like, my aim in a classroom is for the kids to walk out of there with a change of attitude. So that's, I think, what I'll bring to the classroom.
Ah, that's very good. I'd love to be your student.
How about you, Julie?
Okay. I would think I'd bring into the classroom my years of being as a mother. Like, I think my daughter's now 8. So I think just pretty much like bringing out my negotiation skills, my understanding skills. I'll definitely bring that into the classroom, and the things that I've used with teaching on my daughter, I'll bring that into the classroom. I'll also bring, definitely like creativity and trying to make things like tasks very hands-on and also theory-based. I think it is a bit scary when everything becomes very hands-on, because I'm scared that I'll lose a bit of control of the classroom. But I think with practice and with years of experience, it'll get better. But I definitely think that, that the nurturing side, the compassionate side, the relationship side, the empathy side.
You bring a lot of that. Like, even like when we talk at uni and when we consult with each other, you bring a lot of that sympathetic, motherly, like, part to you. And I don't think you realise that.
No, I don't.
You do.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Because, like, you're sort of like my mum at you.
Like my mum. Yeah, so I think that's definitely what I'll bring, is like caring, the loving, and then I'll work on the rest. But yeah, definitely that side.
There's always room for improvement.
Definitely. Because whenever perfect teachers perfect straight away, we're always learning. That's why we have professional development.
Even if you've 40 years teaching, you're not perfect.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's always something new to learn.
True, definitely.
It's a growth process.
Very
You
true.
never stop growing. Okay.
Yeah, attributes. Yeah, definitely. Okay. I think, Jocelyn, you'll be a very good teacher. You'll be stern, you'll be strict, but you'll be doing it out of love. And I think that the kids will see that it's out of love. Like, I think that you have a lot of knowledge. So if kids come to you, like you're talking about science, then have something about maths, I think that like you'll have the knowledge. You have all-rounder knowledge. In every KLA, you have that knowledge, and I think that that's what you bring to the classroom. You'll bring your compassion, you'll bring your care, especially because you've got so much with your niece and your nephews, and like I think you'll bring your care and the compassion and the respect. I think definitely the kids will respect you, and I think that you're very effective, like in your talking, and when you're talking, you talk with your heart. So I think that'll show. I think kids will be engaged with you. I think the kids will be listening to you. And I think that your classroom will be loving, like it'll be a loving environment. You'll walk into your classroom and you'll feel that love and you'll feel that security and you'll be very approachable. I'd love to be a student in your class.
Okay.
Thank you. It's okay.
My arm needs a rest. I think as a teacher, from our experiences with each other at university, you would be a very organised teacher.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, you'll also be very organised. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm totally going to organise. Yeah.
I think that although you'll be organised, you'll offer that flexibility to the kids where they need it, because I see you bend and stretch to the needs of uni life and the demands of different students here. So I know that when it comes to your teaching and in your classroom, that you can cater for everyone, because although you may not see it in yourself, but I see that you are a very affectionate and you are a very well-rounded teacher. You may not believe it yourself, but you are well-rounded. Like you know all aspects, and if you don't, you make sure that you walk into that classroom knowing that you do. You do your homework. You do your preparation. You don't shy away from it, and your enthusiasm to do all that, like it comes out in your uni work and in your uni relationships, and I really admire you for doing this, because a lot of people would have just given up after they had children. You know what I mean? A lot of people would have acknowledged it and said, "Oh well, too late now." But I really value the fact that you have.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and the fact that you're going ahead and doing it, because it's a really brave thing.
Thank you.
And I think one of the main things that we get along so well is that we both sort of made a decision quite later on in life to take that step and go for it, and not think about the repercussions that might happen financially or relationship wise or whatnot. But I think that's how we initially bonded.
Yeah.
Because I think that
We also have the same attitude to learning.
yeah, but like I think that in order to be a teacher, you need to be brave.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Take
You
a
need to be
chance.
able to take a chance on kids and take a little bit of a risk in an activity to see it may or may not go well, but you need to monitor it. You can't just stick to the same activities and the same art ideas and things like that, because it's just going to get redundant and boring for children. So I think we both have that quality within us that help us become better teachers, because in the classroom, if you don't project that sense of being brave, kids aren't going to be brave in return. Whatever you project to kids, they'll give it back to you by tenfold.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
project positivity, they'll give it back to you. You project negativity, they'll give it back to you. So whatever you project to kids, they'll give it back to you. And it may not happen on the first day or the second day, but they'll eventually give it back to you. And the fact that we both possess that quality,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a very big thing being a teacher.
And what you said about me, I feel the same about you.
I love you.
Truly. I love you.